Hi, this is Adam Kunzmiller with Board Game Geek, and I'm joined by John Covey with Genius Games, and we're here to talk about Cytosis, a cell biology game. So what's happening in Cytosis?
Well, I bet you could not guess where this game takes place. This is actually a worker placement game that takes place inside of a human cell. What you have in front of you here is a cell.
I'm having flashbacks to high school biology here.
Oh yeah, and it is very accurate to the processes in a human cell. It's actually endorsed by the International Journal of Cell Science.
That's awesome.
Yes. So what you're going to do on your turn, you have
endorsed for accuracy or fun?
Well, through them for accuracy.
Did they specifically say accuracy? Because I feel like you could assume anything you want. There's maybe wiggle room.
Let's just assume both then. You know, I mean,
definitely.
While we're at it. So, worker placement game. You see that you have all these empty spots. Some of them have numbers in them. Some of them do not. If you were to place one of your little flasks in a spot with a number, then you will collect that many resource. So if I place up a 3 on the nucleus, black cubes, which are mRNA, and you can see the legend right here, I would collect 3 black cubes. I place exactly 1 flask, I take those resources immediately, and then it's the next player's turn. Now this meaty little first player marker right here, this determines who goes first, right?
Okay.
Just a picture of a little cell, similar to what's on the box if you see. Now the next player would go, and let's say that you really want more of these ATP, which are energy. In this game, it's a lot like money or currency. So maybe, there you go, you place on the 3 spot, and you could collect 3 more of those. Now, what are you trying to do with these resources you're collecting? Well, you are trying to complete the cards that are in your hand. These are protein hormones, steroid hormones, receptors, and enzymes. And some of them are also alcohol detoxification cards. Now, here's how you complete them. You'll notice some of them have a circle around them. That is actually a transport vesicle disc.
Okay.
A huge flashback to high school biology, right? What that means is these red cubes, you actually need black cubes, which are mRNA, to translate into protein. Very good. You remember high school biology, right? And then you will put them on. So let's say I traded 2 black cubes, right? 2 black cubes. I would then get 2 red cubes and put them immediately on my transport vesicle disc. The green disc marks them as my cubes.
Sure.
Well, I would have had to have placed one of my workers there. And then it'll be the next player's turn, and then back to me. Now my next spot, you can see here, I need either a green or a yellow on it, right? So I don't have green or yellow. I could come over here and get some yellow, or I could come over here and pay ATP, which is our energy, to actively transport carbohydrates into the cell, because that's how carbohydrates get in the cell. That would give me 2 of these. On my next turn, now this is where the magic really happens. Place the Golgi apparatus, pull my transport vesicle down, and I place my green cube on top of there. I am now clearly trying to go for this protein hormone, right? Once I complete it, and I would complete it by placing here, moving this down, paying the ATP cost that you see right here, I would then score 7 health points. So that would move me, green, up by 7. And that's basically how you're scoring points in the game. There's a little bit of a race right here through the endomembrane system.
Sure. So you're collecting all these different resources and you're processing them into
hormones,
components of some sort. Proteins, hormones,
That's
that
exactly right. That's exactly right. And those cards score you points. Now, one of the interesting things here, let's say this card, if a player has this protein hormone receptor built, and an opponent builds a protein hormone, now they're going to score 2 points immediately.
Oh, nice.
So 4 up front, but 2 every time an opponent builds one. And if
an
they
additional
build
one when they build one.
That's exactly right. The same for the cards with the blue bottom, except they'll score points when someone builds the steroid hormone, right? Now the enzymes, you'll notice these enzyme cards, I'll put that one back there, you'll notice that they do not have a circle around them.
Right.
They are not built using a transport vesicle disc. They are built here on the free ribosome in the cytoplasm. You get your red cubes here, they go to your personal stock instead of on your disc, and then you complete the card there. You score 3 points up front, but if you look at the little white numbers at the bottom, you're going to score 2, 5, 9, and 14.
Set collection kind of thing.
That's exactly right. So if I had all 3 of these enzymes at the end of the game, I would score an additional 3, the third number down, 5 points. An additional 14 if I have all 5 of them. It's pretty powerful to all 5. Now, one of the other things that's a little unique about this game, when you want to take first player, right now this player who has this big meaty thing here is the first player. If I want to take it, I could place, let's say I have all my flasks back, I'd place over here in the laureates in biology. I would take the first player marker, and then I would get to choose to either take 1 more ATP energy or place a goal marker. Now this is where it gets really fun. When I place a goal marker, if I'm the first one to place on any of these, I'm going to score 3 points right away. Let's say I already built that enzyme. Maybe I'll place on a 3-point spot. I'll move up 3 more points right away.
So you can only place there if you've met its condition?
No, actually you can place anywhere you want.
Okay.
You just have to place here first on your first placement, and that allows you to set your goal marker. Now at the end of the game, I'm going to score 2 points. You see that there? For every enzyme. There we go. I'm going to score 2 points for every enzyme that I've completed. So now, not only do I get that 5 additional points for these 3, had I placed on here, I get an additional 6 points as well, so 11 for these.
Nice.
Right? And this is the really fun part, because you don't want to go too early, because then you show everyone what you're going for.
You tip your hat and people can start thwarting it.
Exactly. But you also want to go early enough where you get the additional 3 points on that card. And that is basically Cytosis in a nutshell. At the end of the round, the cheapest card is going to get discarded. We shuffle new cards here. When you want more cards in your hand, you place here, 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 here. This one's free. These cost energy.
Sure.
Same
goals
kind of thing
shift,
as
or are they static throughout the game?
The goals are static throughout the game.
Okay.
At the end of the round, we'll pull an event, and that will change the state of the board a little bit. This event right here tells us to add 1 green cube to the plasma membrane over here. First player to place over here is going to get this for free. The events essentially just change it up a little bit like that.
And what triggers the end of the game again?
The end of the game is when the events run out. Depending upon how many players there are, there's either going to be, I think, 10, 11, or 12 events.
Great. And how long does a typical game last?
Typical game usually lasts about 45 minutes, 50 minutes-ish. More players, you can have a little bit more time.
So have you guys had any luck getting this into biology classrooms yet?
Actually, tons of biology classrooms.
I bet.
Yes.
I bet. I'm sure I would have enjoyed this a lot more than the lecture I had in high school.
There you go.
About how all of this stuff works.
We actually have a document that comes with the game. It's called
like a teaching guide kind of thing?
Science Behind Cytosis. It was crowdsourced by 20 PhDs and doctors across the globe.
Nice.
We didn't write it internally. They played the game, they looked at the science, they wrote the document, and we put it in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Very cool. And how many players does it support?
This goes 2 to 5.
Cool. And is this available now? Coming soon?
This actually is available now. We only have a few thousand copies left before Christmas. We're probably going to sell it before Christmas, and a reprint will hopefully be coming soon after that. So if you want it, get it quick. The reprint might not be here until after Christmas.
All right, well, thank you very much, John, for talking to us about Cytosis, a cell biology game.
Thank you.
Very fun and very educational and interesting.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Great.